Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Miriam and I love books. I love reading them, collecting them and even writing them. And in 2021 I challenged myself to read 365 books, and that's definitely a lot, and I'm actually still on track and really enjoying this challenge. So I would recommend it to anyone who likes a crazy challenge, but on the other hand I understand that not a lot of people read so much as I do and also read as fast as I do. But in today's video I'm going to give you 3 tips to read more, and actually 2 of them are based on the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, a book I'm currently listening to. First thing that I want to advise you to, if you want to read more but can't seem to find time for it, set a specific time every day in which you're going to read a book. This can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you want, but I want to advise to start with at least 15 minutes, because 5 minutes or 10 minutes is usually the time you need to get into a book, to get into a story. So I would advise to start with 15 minutes. So you set a time, so every day from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. We'll just start with 30 minutes. So every day from 8 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. I'm going to read on the sofa. Also, specific time, what you're going to do and where you're going to do it. That really helps. According to James Clear, with forming habits. So you have a specific time, and maybe you're like, I can't do that every day of the week, I got things to do. Then make it specific on which days you are going to do this. So on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. I'm just saying something, maybe you're even thinking that's too much, but make it work for you, but set those specific days and times for yourself. And try to do that for a month and see where it got you. I'm really curious where it gets you. The second thing that's also based on Atomic Habits is make a visible TBR. If you want to, James Clear, the example James Clear gives is when you want to play the guitar, but your guitar is in a cupboard. You don't see the guitar, so you won't be able to learn how to play because you don't see it. If you want to form a habit, you have to see it every time. It also works the other way around, so if you don't see a certain thing, so if you're at work and you're constantly checking your social media on your phone, it works to put your phone in a different room. But anyway, make a visible TBR. This can either be a book stack that you put in a place, like I know you have like this TBR. I have a massive TBR of books that I want to read in my life, but every month I make a TBR, and sometimes I even make a TBR for every week. And I put that next to my bed because I read quite a lot in my bed, but I read everywhere, so I do not really need this advice anymore because reading is incorporated in my life. But if it's not, then you have to pick a place where you're going to put the books, a place where you see them every day. For example, if you have set that time at 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and usually you would sit down in a chair and watch TV, or sit down on a sofa and watch TV in that time, then you might want to put that stack of books on a place near the chair. So if you go and sit on the chair, you see the stack of books and you're reminded of the fact that you're going to read. If you do not have a stack of books, but if you have an e-reader, then like a Kindle or something else. I have a Kobo reader, so I do not have experience with Kindle, but it might work to put that e-reader on that spot. Maybe even with some books that you're not going to read, but that is actually a physical stack of books, and tape a note on your e-reader or on the thing that you put around it, the sleeve. Tape a note with a number of books that you want to read that are on your e-reader, so you are reminded of the fact that that e-reader is not just a simple object, but it has books on it and you know which books you're going to read. The third is not really an advice I got from James Clear, but and I know people tell this advice all the time, and it's harder, at least I think it's quite hard, that if you don't like a book you're reading, quit. That actually feels a bit strange, because if you want to get into the habit of reading, you want to finish what you start. But if it's like, I have this rule for myself: if a book has not been able to convince me that I should finish it after 50 pages, I quit. 50 pages is quite an amount, and it's definitely the amount you well, sometimes a book can start out really boring but be a really, really interesting book, and if you quit after 2 pages, you do not really, well, you do not really know what the book is about. So I want you to advise to well, to keep on reading. And maybe if it's a smaller book, if it's like a book that has only 100 pages, then 50 pages is half of the book. So maybe we should work with a percentage, so you read at least 10% of the book before you decide if you're going to continue the book or not. So, but it is quite hard. I find it really hard to quit books, especially because I'm reading so many books. I'm like, well, it doesn't hurt to read a bad book now and then. But on the other hand, maybe I should be a bit more strict about this with myself. Well, these were 3 tips to read more books. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this definitely helps you to read more books. If you have questions for me considering this topic, reading more books, then drop them in the comments so I can make a future video about this. And if you don't have a question, but if you have your best advice for reading more books, then also drop that in the comments. So that would be wonderful. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Well, if you're not a subscriber yet of my channel, but you want to follow me on this journey, you want to see more bookish content, then hit the subscribe button and maybe the notification bell so you won't miss any future video. I hope I can inspire you to read more, and happy reading!